Hello, everybody. Welcome to Office Hours Live, the weekly show on YouTube, where I teach people how to plan, launch, and grow a business that provides you with freedom, abundance, and purpose. Whether you're starting from scratch or you're ready to scale your consultancy to six figures and beyond, whether you sell products and services or services, online or offline, this live show is all about helping you grow a profitable business based on what I like to call service at scale. So where we help clients, but we use the tools and technology we have available to us today so that we can scale and serve real people by creating real solutions. I'm going to answer your most pressing questions, so don't hesitate to add your questions to the chat there. We'll mark them as questions, and I'll get to your questions throughout the show so that you can get those questions answered. I also want to extend a special welcome and hello to the students of Freelancing Freedom. I love seeing you guys here. So your questions will obviously be given priority over people who have not yet joined. With that said, my name is Brad Hussey. I'll be hosting this show as I have been for a while now. I'm a consultant myself, an entrepreneur, juggling a few businesses at the same time, founder of freelancingfreedom.com. You've probably heard of me on Udemy, Code College, on my blog, bradhussey.ca. And don't forget to subscribe. Take a moment right now to hit subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon so that you get notified when we go live each Thursday and if we upload any new content, which we do pretty regularly, actually. So with that said, today we are going to be talking about, the topic is hack your primal nature. I'll explain what that is in a moment here. Actually, why don't I go in and just explain it right now? We are creatures of habit. So everything that we do in our lives are habitual. Everything that we do are systems. So if we can identify those systems, then we can hack into those and use it to help us succeed, whether that's in our health, in our finances, or specifically in this case, to keep things on topic, in our business, especially when we're starting our business and we think we don't have a lot of time to work on our business. We say, oh, if I had more time, then I could work on my business. No, my friend, you just need to hack into your primal nature and create some success systems to give you no choice but to succeed. So we're going to get into those things today. I want to say hello to everybody here in the chat. Lori, good to see you here. Alea, good to see you here. Namita, welcome. We got Hafsa. Good to see you here, Hafsa. Always nice to see the regular faces. Monique, another student of ours at launch. Good to see you here. Hope all is well. James, we got our class clown. We got James in the house from the primal jungles of New Jersey. James, you have like a really cool Jersey accent. You're always razzing me, so I'm gonna start razzing you too, man. I'm gonna brush up on my Jersey accent. I gotta work on it. Okay. Let's see. Brandy, nice to see you here. And Benita's Kitchen, welcome, Mom. Cool. Okay, so and hey Kate, good to see you here too. Okay, so let me. I've been trying to work on a cool little graphic here so that we can see today's topic. So let me just move the camera so that we can see both me and this cool sidebar. Check it out. Right there. So today's topic is hacking your primal nature for business success. And these are the three main points we're going to go off of here. Okay. So this is for my sake because I can talk a lot. You give me 2 hours live, I'll just hammer it out. Like I can talk for 2 hours straight. I don't promise it would be valuable. So it's important that I keep myself on topic. So that I make sure that everything is on point and you're getting the most value out of today's topic. The reason why you showed up is to hear more about this topic. Here are the main three things. So productivity, focus, and motivation and discipline. So I'm going to jump into those. And again, at any point, if you have questions, throw them there in the chat box, and Alea, my team member, will throw it into Trello here, and I will see your questions and get to them throughout the chat. Okay, cool. So our first topic here is about productivity. So productivity, is it really valuable? Is it actually something useful? We think it is. We're told, like how to hack your life to do a bunch of things and to get more done, get things done, Be really productive. Here's something I heard in a book I'm listening to, Company of One. Highly suggest it. Company of One by Paul Jarvis, fellow Canadian, and he is absolutely fantastic. But he mentions, I think it was in his book, but I'm going to attribute it to him anyway, where he says the word priorities is a relatively new word. So we'll say things like, I got to get my priorities in line, or I got to focus on my priorities. But the thing is with priorities, or the root word priority, is that it's actually kind of a binary word. It's kind of, for the programmers in the house, it's Boolean. It's true or false. You either have a priority or you don't have a priority. There is no room for multiple priorities. It's kind of an oxymoron. Just think of it. Something has priority. If you have multiple priorities, are they actually priorities, or are they just a list of things that you're just saying all have equal value and urgency? Of course, it doesn't make sense. So priorities is a new term, taking what people used to say back in the old days. They'll say, well, that's not my priority. My priority is this. My priority is this. Or my priority is this. Not my priorities are, here's my list of to-dos. And then they go ahead and use something called productivity to just try and get as much done as possible. But here's the reality. Productivity, as far as I'm concerned, simply means make tiny progress with a lot of things so that it seems like you're getting a lot done. We like to think that looking busy and being busy and having a lot of things happening, whether in our personal life, whether in our health, whether in our business specifically, I have the authority to talk on that topic here. We think that looking busy, doing a lot of things makes it seem like, yeah, we're really, really hustling here. We're really getting things done. And, looking busy is what's important. But all you're doing is making noise and no progress. So instead of being busy with a lot of things, this will segue me into my next topic, which I won't jump straight into yet because I'd like to talk a little bit more on productivity. If you have any thoughts or questions on productivity, throw them out there. But which is why you need focus, and that's the next thing we'll talk about in a moment. So this is the thing that we need to, we have our to-do lists, we have all of the things that we think are supposed to be working on, and we think that productivity is the solution. It's not. Productivity is just a way to accommodate your lack of focus. So does this make sense so far? So with that, I actually want to share, I want to watch and share a snippet of one of the lessons in the Freelancing Freedom launch course. So for those of you who are in launch, you'll be familiar with this video. For those of you who have not yet joined launch, this is one of the lessons of many in the launch course, and it's directly relevant on our topic today of hacking your primal nature. It's cherry-picked from module 2, which is called Success Systems, Hacking Your Primal Nature for Business Success. And let me just pull it up here. We're not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm gonna fast forward a bit because we've all seen that little clip that I made, that little mini short video poking fun at the hustle culture. People who are hustling, always busy. It's poking fun of that. So I'm gonna fast forward on that part, and then we'll get to the point of the lesson. Hey man, good to see you. Fast forward. Hold up. Okay. We'll go from here. I'll tell you another time. You're clearly very busy. Totally, yeah, man. Cool. Send me your handle, and I'll follow you on Insta. Just make sure you follow me back, okay? More skills, more time, more tools, more followers, more subscribers, more likes, more social media, more scrolling, more distractions, more money, more infographics, more podcasts, more email subscriptions, life hacks, read this, read that, do this, do that, buy this, buy that, I need this, faster, now, me, more. We want more now, faster. Stop it. Stop it right now. Do yourself a favor and let all the pretend entrepreneurs spread themselves paper thin and make a bunch of noise with their fingers in 1,000 cookie jars while you do the exact opposite. You don't need more. You already have enough. In fact, you probably have too much. You do too much. What you need is focus, attention, long-term vision. You need to do one thing for one person, and you've got to do it really well. The simple formula for the perfect consulting business is this: clients, a problem to solve, and a solution to that problem. That's it. It's tried and true, watertight and proven. It works with the internet or without it. It doesn't rely on social media, trending hashtags, or personal brand identity campaigns. Identify a minimum viable market, find out what keeps them awake at night, create a solution to that problem, and offer it to said market for a price. Ideally, that price is less than the value of what they get. Rinse, repeat, iterate, improve, scale, and succeed. The more painful that problem, the more valuable your solution. The more valuable your solution, the better your business. But what about all the rest of the tools? The hacks, the techniques, the strategies and the tactics, social media, ad campaigns, SEO, content marketing, scaling, virtual assistants, email funnels, systemizing, and so on. All of those things are tools you can add in and plug in where necessary to improve your main focus. They shouldn't be the focus in and of itself. The tools should augment the focus, or better yet, sharpen the focus. Your business, regardless of your niche, regardless of your skill set, regardless of your geographic location, is to solve problems for your client. Not to prance about on social media trying to hit the trending page hoping for sponsorships to fund your travel hacking minimalist lifestyle. Try this. If you spend 80% of your workday undistracted, focusing on one thing that produces tangible results for your business and customers, I promise you will be leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else spending 80% of their day distracted, scrolling, making noise, and adding zero value to the market. Unfortunately, that obvious statement I just said is no longer common wisdom among the new trend of business owners, influencers, and entrepreneurs, if you want to call them that. This isn't the business advice that you get on social media nowadays, because the advice that you'll find on a trending page or from a lifestyle influencer or whatever is vague, basic, and noisy at best. You don't need hustle and grind, a motivational social media presence, and your attention spread 1,000,000 pixels wide. You don't need to be everywhere at all times, at all costs. If you're not solving problems and adding value, you're not in the business of making change. My friend, you're in the business of making noise. As the late great Stephen Covey said, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Whoa! You cool if I use that for today's daily inspiration video? Cool, thanks. Hashtag hustle. That's hard to say. Hashtag hustle. Hashtag pray hands. The main thing. Super blessed. Hashtag mini V. Hashtag grind it out. Daily grind. Hashtag wake up and grind. Rise and grind. I laugh at my own jokes. I do. I edit these videos and I laugh at my own jokes. And then sometimes I dare to show my wife Laura, who will sometimes laugh at my jokes. So, that said, hope you liked that video. That was lesson 2 of module 2. And it kind of boils the topic, what we're talking about today, into one little silly lesson. We're told to be productive, to get a lot of things done, to make noise, to be all places at all times, to be on Instagram, to be on Snapchat, to be here, to be there, to be there, to be there, to be there, and to do everything and to always have this stupid thing in your hands. And it's a trick. It's a total trick. Tinfoil hat here, guys. It's a total trick. You're being fooled. If you want to actually make progress in your business and get anything done, not even in your business, but in your health, if you want to be a healthier person, then stop thinking about a million things and focus on one thing. If you want to get a little bit stronger, ladies and gentlemen, then focus on just how to get a bit stronger, okay? If you want to be better at long distance running, then go for a run every single day. If you want to get better at eating, then focus only on that, not on this and this and this and this and this and this and posting on that and reading that and listening to this and doing that and posting about your progress or any of that. Take off the Fitbit, take off the things, just do the one thing and focus on it and ignore everything else. So we need focus. If you want to make any meaningful progress in anything, you need focus, not more, not hustle in the way that we're told hustle. And hustle, all hustle means nowadays, at least the way that people have interpreted it, is to just do a lot of noisy things and be annoying. Hustle in your grandmother's day, your grandma, she knew what hustle was. She had 8 kids. She got up at 5 a.m. till 10 at night, all day, actual hustle and focus. Your grandparents knew what hustle was. People nowadays, they don't know what hustle is, because they're spread thin and they think that that's the way to be. And then they wonder why they're not making any progress on their business. Then they wonder I don't have time for business. I don't have time for this. I just want somebody else to give me a paycheck so that I can then complain about not being able to make my own paycheck. It just, again, I'm not knocking jobs and employees because we need them. But what I am knocking is people who think that they don't have enough time because they spend so much time on this, doing a million things that add no value. And then they come to me and say, I don't have time to start a business because there's not enough time. Well, my friend, everybody has the same time in the day. So, which brings me to our second point here. Focus. All right? Here's a common question. Do I need to quit my job to start a business? Absolutely not. You're just not using your time right. You're not prioritizing what actually matters. You're not focusing. Here's a little proof in the pudding. I use an app called Rescue Time, and Rescue Time is installed on your computer and it tracks your activity on your computer. The apps you use, how long you spend doing this, it tracks everything so that at the end of the week, it can give you a productivity report to tell you how productive you've been, how much time you've spent on ultra productive things and how much you've spent on distracting things. So I've been using this for 5 years now. And so I can see how productive I actually am. And this year I actually employed focus in a real way, and in the way that radical focus, not I spend 20 minutes on this thing and then I make some progress and it's super productive and then I Snapchat it. So #productive. No, I'm talking productive I say today I'm going to do one thing for the entire day unless I can. So I'm going to do one thing until it's done. And if it takes me all day to complete it, then that's what it will take. And I do that now. I stopped checking my email. I all but abandoned social media, personal social media. I abandoned email. I check email once a week or something like that. I have Alea manage my business email, and I only focus on one thing. So if it's writing, like this course, I was able to make a lot of progress on launch because I'm okay, well, I'm gonna write the lessons, and that's it. So from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, I only do that. And so I did that and basically wrote a book's worth of content for the launch course. it's the amount that I wrote is enough to make an actual book. And then after that, I need to film videos. So I just filmed. I got up. When I came down to work, I just started filming. And I would bang out like dozens of lessons in a week. Whereas before, it would take me like 9 months to film like a handful of lessons because I was doing this, I was responding to that, I was trying to do this, I was focusing on that, I was designing this, I got distracted over here, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, I got a million notifications on my phone, I kept everything distracting me all day, and I never got anything done. I only made a tiny little smidgen of progress in a million things, and I thought, I'm so busy, I'm so hustly, I'm gonna get so much done. Nope, not the case, okay? So focus. Why do some people accomplish more with the same hours in the day? Because with all the same hours in the day, of course, you might use a large portion of those hours to go to your day job or to take care of kids or to whatever, fill in the blanks. But are you efficiently optimizing your hours in the day to succeed? Or are you using those hours in the day and falling back on habits that don't actually serve you, your soul, your business, your customers, your family, or you're just falling back on habits because it's easy? The answer is you're falling back on habits. And the problem is that habits are unconscious. You've created those unconsciously. So if we can hack into that and consciously begin to overwrite our old habits with new ones, simple as like, if you're drinking coffee and you put too much cream and sugar in it, okay, for 20 days, don't put sugar in the coffee, and you make a conscious effort to skip on the sugar. Design the environment. Take the sugar and put it somewhere in the basement. So when you go to put your sugar in, unconsciously, you make your coffee and you got to go with all the sugar. You go, where's the sugar? Where's the sugar? Oh yeah, no, I hid it away. It's too inconvenient for me to go get it. I'm going to skip on it. And do that for 20 days, do that for 10 days, whatever. You start to create a habit. And then now you don't do sugar. And then maybe you don't want to do cream. And that's just an example with coffee. Think about business. If you got an hour in the morning, you get up at, an hour earlier than you usually do to write, to start planning your business, to write your mission, vision, and values statements, to, set up your first business marketing funnel, designing that out. You can get a lot done in that hour if you only focus on that for an entire hour once a day. Okay? You can really, really get a lot done with focus. And to tie it back to my Rescue Time app, my point was my productivity has skyrocketed. Quite literally, I focus on one thing all day, all the time now. That Rescue Time used to tell me, a little notification pops up and says, hey, Brad, you're being distracted. You're spending too much time on social or, Google or something like that. Get back to work. I used to get that every single day, that notification. Now, every single day, Rescue Time pops up and says, whoa, Brad, you've been ultra productive. Keep it up. I get that message every day like clockwork. By the time noon rolls around, it already says you've beat your record for productivity. I used to have like a 72% productive day based on Rescue Time saying how much time I spent being productive. Now it's in the 85 to 90 range, maybe even higher. I don't even check anymore because it wastes time. The 3 minutes it takes me to go to Rescue Time and see how productive I am, I just continue writing or editing or planning, or structuring my business or something important. Okay. Let's see some comments here. This is great. I love this. Every week now we get more and more visitors at these office hours. We used to do office hours and we get like 3 people and it'd be like me and 3 people hanging out. Me, my mom, and Alea. And then of course people would watch the replays and stuff. The content is still there. It's still valuable, but people didn't really know about it. But now people are actually showing up each week and we're getting, at a few dozen people by the end of the thing showing up like clockwork. And I love it. I really, really appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. James says, as funny as it is, your point comes to mind once a day. Focus. Exactly. So James, focus. That's right. Mary Jo says, grind the coffee is my daily goal. Brandy says, I have 5 kids in my house, 6 weeks this summer. I understand, Grandma. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. God bless you, girl. That's a lot of kids. Aaron, I'm late but here. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Larry, yes, good book. The One Thing. I suggest everybody here reads The One Thing. It's actually in my reading list for, I believe it's module 2 of the launch course. In every module of this course, I give you resources, a reading list, and action steps. And I hope that that's been valuable for everybody here who's in the course. That we spend a lot of time creating and crafting a good reading list so that you can take your learning even further. And I suggest using audiobooks because then you can actually listen to it and read the book versus, taking forever to read it. That's my opinion, though. I'm terrible at reading. I'm so slow. It takes me a year to finish a book. But when I listen to a book, I can finish it in a week or less. So yeah, The One Thing. Monique says it's about the EDA. You are already on point. That is where we are heading with this discussion. EDA. We'll talk about that in a moment for anyone who does not know what EDA is. Can anyone here, just pop quiz, what does EDA stand for? Just to see if you are paying attention. Lori says Hussey. Exactly. Hussey. This is probably the module I resonate the most with, says Alea. Yes, module 2. I love module 2. We got module 1 out of the way. We went really deep. We got really, deep inside. We made ourselves feel a little bit weird and vulnerable. We immersed from it like the phoenix from the ashes. And then in module 2, we are starting to identify things and myths about business and focus and entrepreneurship that we need to dispel so that I can clean the slate for you so that we can move forward actually focusing. Because I want you to make progress in like a matter of days, not a matter of years. Okay. Let me see. Oh, more comments. This is great. Mary Jo, it's freeing to stop spending time on social media. Not only time, but one of my best things that I've personally experienced this year, if you want to know, is giving up social media. I don't do Twitter anymore. I still have an account. We still post stuff on it, but I don't. We have software and virtual assistants who do that so that people on Twitter who want to hear from me can still get value, but I don't go there anymore. I go on YouTube because I like YouTube for the most part. I post on YouTube and I can learn some stuff. That's probably the thing I spent the most time in with social media, but Facebook, Instagram, I just got rid of that. We still post on it. Of course, we're still there, but I don't personally spend time on it scrolling through the friends list. I don't do it anymore. I probably look antisocial to my friends. Any of you here who are my friends, I'm sorry that I haven't been so active on social media lately. Okay, let me see. Monique says, also read and listen to The Power of Habit from the course. Yes, great. Listen to it while driving and running errands. Perfect. That is true multitasking and productivity. Okay. You are sitting on the bus, you're driving to the grocery store, you're doing something habitual, like I got to go to work, I got to do this, instead of mindlessly listening to the radio or looking at your phone on the bus and consuming your social media. Listen to a book that actually will further your life. Okay. Or sit there in silence and clear your head. Do something that actually will have impact and focus on it the whole time. See it through. Okay. Let's see here. Hafsa says, my question is related to your webinar I took today. Awesome. Thank you for coming to the webinar today. And you mentioned the triple threat model. Okay, Hafsa, we will get to that question. I see it's marked. I'll get to it a little bit later. Awesome question. Hafsa, you want to know? Okay, great. We'll get to your question. Awesome. Hafsa, yes, eliminate, delegate, automate. You got it. That's what EDA stands for. Nailed it. Bonus points. Brandy says, Mary Jo, no social media in our house. That's great. I love it. That is speaking my language. James says, delegating has ramped up my enjoyment of everybody around me. SOPs. James is like our poster boy for standard operating procedures, for documenting everything that he's doing in his business and delegating it to other people so that he can make progress. That is getting things done. Not spending a time and doing a million things and making no progress. SOPs and delegating is giving James the freedom to then focus even harder on one thing. Okay. That's what's great about a one-person business in this world that we have with the technology that we have available to us. We can make meaningful progress in a single day. That's why I say you can launch your business today. It's possible. Anyone here who's done the social media challenge, it's in the webinar that you can take now, that you can watch now, and it's in the course. Social media challenge, you get your first client, you launch today, you're officially in business, the sign's on the door. You create a minimum viable solution and you get a client by the end of the week. Boom, you deliver your service, you iterate and you improve. By the end of next week, you got a meaningful, profitable business. It's easy. It's simple as that. But that's the beginning. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, good. Okay. We're caught up in our questions. Okay, perfect. So, that, my friends, is why you need focus. If I've gotten to my point there, that's why you need focus, because you need to spend the hour or the hours that you have available in the day doing the one thing that matters. Okay, so now, this might be your next question. The next sequential question to this is, if we need focus and not productivity, what do I focus on? Good question. You need to do what I call the process of identify, action, and optimize your true focus. So this is something straight from the course. This is my best material on focusing, okay? And I'm not going to go through all of it because we have like 5 videos on how to do this properly and workbooks and everything. So if you want to dive deeper into this and you're really liking what you're hearing here, head to freelancingfreedom.com/webinar. And we have a webinar coming up today. We have some convenient spots where you will learn all of this, and then we'll give you the choice to start working with us in launch. Now, if you just want to skip the webinar and you want to get a demo of launch, go to freelancingfreedom.com/launch, and that will give you everything about the course. Then you can get a free demo of the course, so you can see behind the scenes to see everything that you get. If it's a good fit for you, from there we'll give you a window of time to join the launch course, so that we can get to work with you and everybody else in the course to help them achieve their goals in their business. Okay. So if you're not yet in the course, freelancingfreedom.com/launch, that'll get you the info you need. Okay. So with focus, you need to identify, action, and optimize. So first you need to identify what you need to focus on. How do we know what to focus on? So the first thing you need to do is know your end goal. Okay, so now I'm not talking about focus in general. I'm talking about focus in terms of your business. So everybody here wants to start a business or grow their business. Okay, so that's their goal. So what is that goal? Okay, share it in the chat. I'd love that. What is your end goal? So you joined launch, or you're watching Office Hours Live. You're considering starting your business or growing your business. What is that end goal for you? Is it launch your business? Is it get 10 clients by the end of the year? Is it leave your full-time job and, start up a business or a small agency? Know your end goal. So share with us in the chat. I'd love to hear, what is your end goal? Okay. And while we're waiting for those comments to roll in, you need to know how and where to start and what to really focus on and what to do. You need to know where you want to go and determine the final destination. So you need to determine the end goal. So once you have that, that's like going straight to the end, okay? Now what you do is you work backwards and you establish milestones. So top level major milestones, okay? Not a to-do list, milestones. So you've determined that end goal. Now you need to reverse engineer it. You calculate the route to the destination. Okay? So that's like when you're pulling up your phone and you need to go on a road trip, you don't just say like, I'm going to go on a road trip, and you just go. You're going to end up nowhere, or at least somewhere where you didn't mean to go. You need to say, well, I'm going to Vermont. Okay? Or I'm going to, Tofino in Vancouver Island, and you put that in your map, and then Google Maps calculates your route. And the milestones are maybe like the major towns where you can fill up for gas and refresh. Okay, those are milestones. So think about that with your end goal. Start a business and make $100,000 a year by end of year 2. Okay. So we got our end goal. The milestones are, we need to find those major milestones that will that you can reverse engineer. So think about this. Like, let's say we want to start a business that is like a marketing agency, like a digital marketing agency. It's a pretty common goal for people who are web developers, designers, creatives, and they want to help businesses market themselves. So they create the end goal. They say, I want to make $100,000 a year in my business and go full time with it by the end of year 2. Okay, what are the major milestones in, like, say, 3-month increments? So on month 1, month 3, month 6, what are the major milestones that you've accomplished to get yourself to that goal? So I'm not saying create a big end goal and then just like aimlessly go towards it, because you don't know what that means. Okay. Now, here's another point on the end goal. So when we create an end goal, I'm seeing some people sharing some goals here. Here's my best advice on creating an effective goal. A smart goal is to create, it needs to be big. So something significant enough that's exciting. It needs to be so big, specific. So can't just be like, I want to be like financially independent. Okay, what does that even mean? It needs to be big, so something large. So I want to have a $100,000 a year business. Okay, so big, specific. So that is still a pretty vague. I want to make $100,000 a year from both products and so online products and consulting services by the end of, so that's specific. So in my digital marketing agency, so that's specific, so big and specific, and then time bound by the end of year 2. So now you have a timeline, not just some vague goal that you throw out there and then you're just like trying to get towards. No, you need it to be big, specific, time bound, and then anchored there. Now you work backwards and you go, okay, milestone 1 is this. Milestone 2 is this. Milestone 3 is this. Now you've got your milestones and your big, specific, time bound goal at the end. Now what you do is you break those milestones into actionable tasks, things that you can actually make progress on. How do you make progress on, I want to have a digital marketing agency that makes $100,000 in a year? You start with the first step. What's the first step? How do I focus on that? Well, you got your milestones. And now instead of thinking about your end goal, think about milestone 1. What is the first step to getting towards and conquering milestone 1? What can you do today? What can you do this week? And what can you do this month to get you to milestone 1? Okay, do that for every single milestone. Break it all down into tiny, granular tasks that you can action, so that when you check off that action, you go, emailed 10 people this week, did this, wrote my business plan, got my, papers, got my insurance, created my minimum viable service, signed up for launch at freelancingfreedom.com/launch, and did module 1. Scheduled a call with Brad to work through problem X, and then you do this, and then every time you check that off, you feel truly productive because you're focusing on what actually is getting you to your destination, one by one by one by one, okay? Not just in some vague way. Big, specific, time-bound goal, milestone markers along the way, and then tiny granular tasks that you will get you to that milestone, okay? Instead of just guessing how to get yourself there. That's how you identify and, identify, action, and optimize your focus. So that was just identifying your goal, okay? That's how you identify your goal and your focus. Actioning it, what do you take action on? Use the 80-20 principle, okay? 80% of your actions are a result of 20%. 80% of your results are 20% of your actions. Does that make sense? Let me try that again. 80% of the outcome is attributed to 20% of the actions. So 20% of what you eat is contributing to 80% of your nutritional value, or 20% of your clients are giving you 80% of your income. So then the 80% of the clients that aren't really adding to your bottom line, or that are just like filling up your calendar with kind of meaningless work and stuff that doesn't add to your bottom line, or maybe makes you more stressed, get rid of it, okay? Eliminate it. Maybe give it to somebody else. Or we'll get to the EDA, eliminate, delegate, automate. We'll get to that. You can get to there, but focus on the 20%. So now when you got your list, so you got that massive list with the milestones as the major milestones, and then you got your end goal as the header of the whole document. We got the major goal, the milestones, the granular tasks. Which task do you focus on? Apply the 80-20. Which of these tasks are going to get me 80% of my results? Because you might think that this task and this task and this task are important. So say like build my website. You might think that's so important, but apply 80-20. Is building a website actually going to get you closer to that goal, or is that you just you making noise? Being busy. And which of these tasks, if I do this task, will get me further down this timeline, or which will eliminate other tasks? So why are you building a website? So that you can market yourself, so that you can get a client. Okay, so why don't you just skip that and just get a client? You just skip that part altogether and get a client. Okay, so now I don't really need a website and a marketing strategy yet, but now I get another client and then a referral, and then I got 3 or 4 clients going on, and now I've made a few grand in the next month or two. Reinvest that back into the website, and then you can use that to further propel you forward. Okay, does that make sense? That's how you action your focus. Okay, now optimize. This is where the EDA formula comes in. Eliminate, delegate, automate. Okay, so first we eliminate it. So eliminate, first of all, let me see. I have a graphic I want to show you. I won't be able to find it in time. Anyway, EDA formula is everything that comes your way, every single thing, every new thing that commands any part of your attention, apply EDA. First, eliminate. Is this necessary? Do I need to do this? Is this even anywhere bringing me closer to my end goal? If no, eliminate it. Not worth it. Get rid of it. Just gone. Twitter, gone. Your phone on the weekends, gone. Spending time doing this, gone. That client, gone. Eliminate everything that doesn't matter. Okay? Clean up shop, spring cleaning every single day. Then delegate. So is this new thing something that I need to handle myself? If no, is it something that only a human can do? So is this a task that only a human can handle? And must I do this? Must that human be me? Okay. If it's not, get somebody else to do it. A friend, a spouse, husband or wife, a kid, if they're like a teenager, a business partner, a virtual assistant, team member, so on and so forth. Delegate it. Okay. And then third and finally, if it must, okay, so we eliminate and we delegate. And then is this something that if it doesn't have to be performed by a human and doesn't need to be handled by you, then you can create an automation in software. You can use software for your billings, for your invoices, for collecting payment, for email marketing, for nurturing, for pitching, for selling, advertising. You can automate so much. And then finally, if it can't be eliminated, delegated, or automated, then it lands on your desk and you should be very happy to handle it by yourself because everything else is taken care of. That's like your first line of defense. It's like your business bodyguard who says, hey, what are you here for? I'm here for Brandy. I need Brandy's attention, says the new thing or new person. And they go, okay, do you fit this filter? Oh, eliminate, gone. Oh, you fit that filter? Great. Next step, delegate. Can somebody else do it? Yes. Okay, this person will handle it for you. Automate. That's something that can be handled by software. Boom. By the time that person or thing gets to your desk, you know darn well that it's worth your time. Okay? That's how you optimize your focus. So you identify action and optimize your focus. And you find your true focus by knowing the end goal, working backwards, establishing milestones, and then granular detail in a list that gets you to each milestone. Then identify action and optimize so that you can truly make actual productive progress with real focus, not hustle, not grind, not noise, not nonsense. Let those people do that and think that that's how they can actually make progress and happiness. And you can do the opposite. Okay. So comments here. Let me know is this resonating? Is this valuable? Do you like this topic on focus? Is this adding value to you or your life in any way, shape, or form? Let me know in the comments. I want to know that. So we got some people letting us know about their end goal. Kate says to create an online store with small projects and 2 to 5 subscription clients. Awesome. Kate, do you want to share what the online store is? I'm curious. And then we got, let's see. more comments. Small projects and 2 to 5 subscription clients. Sweet. I'm curious about the online store idea. Let me know. Let us know in the comments if you want to. You don't have to. Namita says, my goal is to do MS from USA and Canada. I'm focusing on improving vocabulary and getting a great GRE score. Great. Cool. Hafsa says, being independent financially. I'd love to know a little bit more specifically what that is. Aaron, my goal, maintain a specific number of clients on a yearly basis, allowing me to more than provide for my family the way I would with an actual company. Create content and courses that will position me as an expert in your industry, an authority with your clients. Cool. Love it. Brandy, launch a SharePoint dev company, focuses on automation and interface design. Okay, cool. Kate says, online store for HR policies, procedures, and forms. Yes, I like that. Now we're talking. So Kate is a student at Launch. She is a human resources consultant and runs an HR company. And so Kate's goal there is to have an online store where companies and startups and businesses can go to their store to buy and purchase human resources policies that are kind of done for you that they can use to make sure that they're covered in their business. That makes total sense, Kate. Love it. James, I've laced my toolkit with Launch tools. Awesome funnel. Wow. Sweet. James is very happy. I love when James is happy. Mary Jo, it's adding value as it reiterates to focus as the shiny object is always popping up somewhere. It also helps me feel better for spending less time on social media because of the pressure. Yes. Pressure from others to be on social media and how business these days say to do so. Yes, it is a lie. It's a total lie. If you're spending all that time on social media, all the time you're spending on social media, you're not spending creating a great product or a great service or getting a client or serving a person. Okay? You're spending time being numbed and facilitating an addiction. I know that pressure to be on social media, personal social media, and to say, like, oh, if I'm not posting, like, I'm going to look really antisocial. But then I started to realize, okay, I would rather look antisocial to my Facebook friends list. The people who I have close connections to, we have close connections. We hang out, we chat, we send pictures, we're close, and we see people who are our friends. And then extended friends, you see them when you can. You still have like normal human meaningful relationships without social media. The 800 person friends list, are they actually all your friends? Do you really need to know everything about their life and their opinions and their rants? And did we really? Or can we spend that time creating a business that directly helps our families, our communities, our friends? That to me makes more sense. Okay. Let's see. Hafsa says, I want to help my parents with the finances. You want to be more financial independent so you can help your parents with finances. Okay, that makes sense. And you want to promote your freelancing business in Pakistan. Cool. Mary Jo, talk about a hamster wheel. Yes, it is. Kate says, nice. The nice thing about this kind of work is that it is, in Canada, province specific. So people can't really go online and get something that is compliant with the legislation. What is the lawyer's website? Alea says, there's a content and trademark lawyer that is doing the same thing, Kate, and she's crushing it. Yeah, Alea, share that with Kate. That's directly relevant. Awesome. Yes, and that's great for you, Kate, because you are province specific. Just like for our Americans watching, it would be like if your HR policies are state specific, and it probably is, where the policies apply specifically to that state. And so Kate can create an authority within her province so that companies in that province she can target directly and say, if you're looking for HR policies, you don't really have the budget to hire, a full-time HR employee or maybe even an HR contractor like me. I'm going to give you my resources and you can buy them. Maybe you can subscribe to them. Here's an idea, Kate. I don't know if this works or not, or if it's something you can or cannot do. But you can have maybe like a membership service where you subscribe for whatever per month to have access to your library of HR policies that are always updated. So I know because we're from the same province, when we get a new government in place and when the federal election comes up and whatever happens with the legislation there in a federal level and then in a provincial level, you can keep those documents and policies up to date. And the people in your membership for a subscription of $9 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month, whatever it is. It could be $99 a year. I don't know. That's a pricing strategy that, we can work together in the course to discuss how that works. But then you could say you always have access to the updated policies. So maybe you have an old policy that you bought for $10 or $20, but by having the membership, you have access to the living, breathing access of my documents so that you can download it, apply it to your business, and make sure you're covered all the time in real time. That, I think, is a good idea. Kate says, yes, great idea. Cool. Use it. I think that you could really work with that. And I'm not an expert in the HR field, but I do know that in the HR field, these are things that I use in my business and marketing and digital marketing and in this realm, in this industry. And it's pretty common to, have membership sites that keep content up to date. But if you applied that to the HR industry in your specific situation, I think that could really be valuable. So cool. I like that. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So that, my friends, is focus. Now we're going to close off here with one more point. We really jammed on focus. I like that. The next point is motivation and discipline, just to kind of round it off here. So motivations and good feelings have their place. We pulled up, we're on social media and we see like a really motivational video, could be about anything. It could be about donating to somebody. It could be a charitable cause. It could be some philanthropic effort. It could be, if there was a natural disaster and you see a video that's really heartfelt and emotional and motivational, it causes you to take immediate action, right? That's what motivation does. It's like a hit. You get a hit of dopamine, of good feelings, and you want to do something about it right away. So it has its place. It actually can cause you to do something in the moment. But the problem is do you ever notice that those good feelings taper off? So you might be like, yeah, you know what? I need to donate more to that cause because I saw that video and it really tugged at my heartstrings. I'm going to commit to doing that all the time. But then, after a couple of days, it starts to wear off. And then you start to go like, yeah, maybe I could watch the video again to feel more emotional about it and then I'll do it. Yeah, I'll watch the video later. Yeah, that feels good. I'll do it later. So motivation, it wears off. It's just feelings. Feelings are fleeting. But what you need instead, and this is where old man Brad comes back in here. When I say hustle like your grandparents, you need discipline like your grandparents. Discipline isn't fleeting. Discipline isn't based on feelings. Discipline moves forward, and persists regardless of your feeling about doing said thing. So to wake up and do the thing that nobody else wants to do. To wake up and do the thing that you don't want to do. But because of your list, you've identified action and optimized your focus list. And I got to do that, but I don't have good feelings about it. Okay. Here, get a little motivation hit. Look at your end goal at the top of that list and go, oh, I would really love to be full-time making 6 figures a year in my business. That would really unlock a lot of freedom in my life. And that feels good. Okay. Motivation. Now get back to discipline. Get to your list and know that every step, even if it sucks, even if it's annoying, even if it's difficult, even if it's not glamorous, do it anyway. Do it day in, do it day out. That's real, true hustle, okay? Not the nonsense that you see nowadays, okay? I guarantee you that, Okay, so do the stuff that's not glamorous. Do the stuff that is not Insta-worthy. Do the stuff that you can't share on Instagram, or do the stuff that if you do share on Instagram, nobody will care. Like if I were to Instagram my true focus, I'm like, hey guys, look at my screen with one app with just a lot of words on it. This is me writing content that I hope will be a monumental change in somebody's life. And it's just a white screen with a lot of words. I'm not on a beach. I don't have my laptop. I don't have my Wayfarers on because I only have dollar store glasses. Because I don't care But what I do care about is creating the best thing that actually serves somebody. I don't care about serving myself and getting that dopamine hit of likes on my really attractive post on Instagram that took me 84 minutes to write and craft, when you could have just been crafting a service that actually solves a problem. That's why I made that video. That guy who's over, he's hustling, he's writing all the posts, he's getting notifications left, right, and center. He looks he looks hardcore. He looks like he's really crushing it, but he's actually being crushed. The guy across from him who is just going, yeah, I don't do any of that, but oh yeah, look at that. I just got a deposit of $10,000 to work with a client. Cool. Sweet. I think I'll just stick with that. Okay. So you need discipline to wake up and do the stuff that's not Instagram worthy, that's not glamorous, that is difficult, that you don't want to do. If you feel like you don't want to do it, but you know it's valuable, that is the most important. That's how you know you should be doing it. So if you are like, okay, I got 2 hours to work on my business and to start chipping away at that list that I created for that first milestone. Oh man, I got to call 3 people. I don't want to do that. That's what you have to do. That is your priority, not your priorities. That is your priority. Okay. That is what you focus on. Now that you know that productivity isn't useful, you can focus, okay? You need to focus on the right things. So you've identified action and optimized your focus. Then we use discipline to schedule success day in and day out. We don't hustle, which nowadays all it means is spending a lot of time on social media doing nothing. Get rid of all the apps, get rid of all the social media, and focus only on the things that are get you to your goal, okay? And we schedule things like building our business, creating our product, emailing our prospects, making phone calls, improving our situation, working, building, creating. Progress comes from focus and discipline, not productivity and good feelings. Everybody else thinks that progress comes from productivity and good feelings. I want you, as a freedom freelancer, the term I like to use for the people who join the freelancing freedom movement, we use focus and discipline to make progress. Okay? So that, my friends, is what we chatted about today. That was our today's topic. So let's see a couple more comments, and then we'll round it off to keep it respectful in our hour timeline. Alea Cool, she shared the resource for the lawyer, creatorslawfirm.com. Awesome. Oh my goodness, YouTube, thanks is what I wrote. Company of One. Yes. Paul Jarvis, Company of One. Currently listening to it. I love it. Paul Jarvis is great. He's a fellow Canadian, and he's like the epitome of keep it chill, keep it simple, keep it small. And he specifically preaches keeping your company small, keeping it light, keeping it lean, so that you can grow in a meaningful way, but cap off what matters. We all think like, I want to make $500,000. I want to make $1 million, $2 million. I want to scale. But focus on serving one person, and then focus on serving 2, and then grow that network in a meaningful way. Add such tremendous value. And if you have a goal of 100,000 in a year, and that's what you need for enough, or maybe it's 250, maybe it's 75, whatever that is, it's not that hard to get yourself there. The problem is thinking that once you get there, it's not enough. And then you'll always keep going, and you'll never be satisfied. And then you'll get tripped up in thinking that you need to be doing more, when what you could be doing is less, but more meaningful. Find your profit zone, find what you need, get yourself a little bit above that so you kind of got that buffer in your padding, and then really work it, okay? So I love that book, Company of One, Paul Jarvis. It's really helping me out in my business and in my mindset, and I'm happy to pass that on. So yeah, that's a great book. Namita says, awesome lesson learned today. Priority, not priorities. Yes, if we can sum up today's Office Hours Live in one phrase, Namita nailed it. You have a priority, not priorities. There's no such thing. Okay? And this phrase, progress comes from focus and discipline, not productivity and good feelings. Okay? Oh yes, Hafsa has a question. Okay, I promise to get to the question. So Hafsa, you had a question. Your question is related to the webinar you took today. Again, thank you for joining the webinar. Anyone who's curious about the webinar, right here, freelancingfreedom.com/webinar. And we have an amazing, amazing webinar. I can say that because I've been doing it for years and it's crushing it with people. It's really, really helping. And it's my absolute best business training material in a 2-hour monster webinar. It's 2 hours because people who aren't willing to invest time aren't really willing to focus and make progress. So I did that on purpose. So if you're going to hang out and learn a lot and you're willing to do that, go check out the webinar and then you will, I promise you it'll be worth your time. Okay, so your question from the webinar was, I mentioned the triple threat model. I'm a bit confused about its implementation. I hope I wasn't confusing about what it is, but your implementation of the triple threat model. The triple threat model is when you diversify your offerings in your business. Instead of offering one thing, we have a core offering, so our primary service. So whether that's our consulting or coaching, our custom websites, our custom financial plans, or say in Kate's case, her core service offering would be human resources consulting in a custom way, in a personalized way unique to that business. So that's the core offering. It's the most expensive because it needs your time and it's usually one-to-one. So you're helping one client. And so it should be the most expensive. It's your flagship core offering. And it requires your customized effort, okay? Your focused effort on one person, one client. So that's your core offering. A lot of people leave it there and they just say, that's what I do. I'm a web designer or I'm a business coach or whatever, and I just do the one thing. But not everybody is there. Not everybody is ready for that. Not everybody needs that. But it doesn't mean that they're not valid customers for something else you could offer. Maybe they're not yet there in their journey. So the triple threat offer is when you diversify your offerings, okay? Now, I like to say offer a recurring revenue product or service. So a retainer. It could be a subscription model, something that is recurring revenue each month. And the reason why I suggest that is because I like saying that your recurring revenue should ideally cover your expenses, your business and personal expenses. Why? Because those expenses happen like clockwork. You have recurring expenses. Your phone bill is always going to happen unless you get rid of your phone. Your internet bill, your groceries, your utilities, things like that. Those things are going to happen recurring. So instead of having to grind it out every month to try and cover expenses and bills, why not create a recurring product that covers $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $500 a month, whatever your recurring expenses are. Get a few people on retainer for $100 a month, $300 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever the value is you're offering, that covers your expenses. So there's your recurring revenue that happens in a one-to-many fashion. So one offer helps multiple people. So it could be a subscription, a membership site, like in Kate's case with the human resources online store or membership, where she offers a library of human resources policies for people for X amount per month. That's something that she doesn't really need to be there. She just needs to make sure the membership content is up to date. So that's a great one-to-many recurring model, while she still offers her primary core offering. Now, the other offering is I call the bridge. It's usually a digital product. So a course, like a course or it could be a workshop, a live workshop. It could be a evergreen workshop. It could be in person, online. It could be a number of things. And so it's something that is a lower introductory level. So let's say your primary offering is $2,000. Not a lot of people are going to be willing to pay that because they're not there in the customer journey yet. And maybe they're not ready for the recurring revenue model because they don't have a relationship with you and they don't need ongoing help. Okay. So that leaves a little bit of a gap where you can serve introductory customers for a smaller price, where they get your expertise for a smaller price. And you can offer that because it's one to many. It's something that's passive. It's something that's digital. So here's a great example, full transparency. The course launch, when you check out my webinar here, this webinar, I created the best webinar I could possibly create. It's set on a schedule based on your availability where you can watch it. Okay. It's evergreen, meaning I've done it live a lot of times. So I know what is the right performance, the right content, and it's dialed in. You can watch it. I've already put in the effort. It's there. You can take it on your own convenience. It's on demand. After that, I pitch my introductory product, which is Launch, which is my flagship course. And the price of it is $500 or 12 payments of $49. Okay. So I kind of cover two bits there. I got a bit of a recurring element and an introductory price. Some people might think, whoa, $500, that's a lot of money. It's really not, because when I would work with my clients, I would take on clients from anywhere from, I don't take on a custom marketing client or web design client unless they have a budget of at least $5,000 or $7,000. Okay. And if I were to work with someone individually, for that to be worth my time to stop everything else, I would need to charge at least $2,000 per month to give them the same advice, but personalized in what I would offer in my course. So my offerings in that case would be primary offering, work one-on-one in a coaching, consulting, or digital marketing package. Very expensive, okay? Very resource heavy for me. High value, high price. Introductory product, to get my advice and my training and my strategies and my community that I've built. Launch course, $500. Very, very acceptable, low introductory price. You can pay for it with one client. And that's what we promise in the course. By taking the course, you're going to get a paying client. You better pay for the course. Okay. So that would be my introductory or bridge. Okay. And any other courses I create. So I have a catalog of courses and products that I've created now because I've been in the game for a while. And then in terms of subscription and retainers and stuff, I used to typically offer security maintenance packages. If I work with a client, we can do ongoing coaching, or, if it's a website, ongoing security for like $100 a month. I make sure that everything is up to date. Everything's good to go. So we have recurring revenue models. I have subscription sites, membership sites. At this point, I'm at that like stage 3, stage 4. I'm not expecting you to get there right away, but that's what the triple threat business model is: primary offering, recurring revenue model, and a passive product. That's the triple threat model. That diversifies your offerings so that if you don't get a primary core offering sale this month, it's okay, because you got these guys holding you up. What happens if you only got one thing and you don't get any revenue from it? Well, now you have zero revenue that month, and that is scary. Okay. That's why being an employee is actually really risky, because you have one income source. And what happens when that income source goes away? You get laid off, you get fired, something happens, the business you're working for goes under, or you get replaced or something. Well, boom, you've actually lost all your revenue, your income. That's really risky. Okay. So we think being an entrepreneur is risky, but actually entrepreneurs know that being an employee is way riskier. Because as an entrepreneur, you have more than one income source, ideally within your business. Some entrepreneurs just have lots of different businesses. I'm not really advocating or teaching that. I'm teaching create a great business that has a diversification of offers that all support the same thing: serving your clients in your industry, in your niche. Okay, that's what that is all about, Hussey. And we go really deep into that in the launch course. So I know that you actually applied for the, I believe it was Compassion or scholarship. We do offer one scholarship per month to the launch course for anybody who applies, and we actually discuss it if it's something that is, some people are just looking for a free lunch, in which case we just say, sorry, it's not going to work. In other cases, we actually talk about it and say this person has shown interest and is a legitimate candidate. And so we offer that. We also offer compassion pricing. If $500 for some reason is way too much money, I get that depending on your geographic location. But anyway, side note. Yes, Hussey, we got your scholarship application. We're discussing it in the background. Cool. Let's see. This is okay. Perfect. I love it. Okay. Yeah, that was a good question. I like that. That was a great question, Hussey. I really appreciate it. And you want to know if that model can be implemented in every niche? Yes. Yeah. In varying degrees, yes. Not exactly the same cookie cutter model, but yes, you can diversify your offerings in almost any industry and niche. One might think Kate's example of being a human resources consultant, how do you have that? How do you do a triple threat model there? How do you have an online based business there? Really, really straightforward. We actually just discussed it today in depth. Primary offering, a membership site with HR policies that are always up to date for the people who are subscribing to it. You can buy one-off policies as well. So there we go. There's a bridge offering. And then also it could be an online workshop, evergreen workshop, in-person workshop. It could be at the Chamber of Commerce. It could be at, it could be a number of different things where people pay for admission to see your thing, buy your course, buy your training. There we go. There you have a triple threat offer right there. Triple threat business model right there. Okay, so that's it, everybody. Really appreciate it. I want to give you one last call to action for anyone who hasn't yet checked out the webinar. Check out the webinar. If you are a launch student, feel free to join up. But of course, you're in launch, so that at the end of the webinar, you don't need to buy launch because you're already in there. But no pressure. Join up in the webinar. If you want to join launch and you're ready, you'll see if it is worth your time and energy and money there. I promise it will be. If not, we'll give you your money back. So pretty straightforward, pretty honest, and pretty awesome. So thanks, folks. You're the best. Have a great weekend. God bless you. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you guys next week. I think I'm available next week. If not, I'll let you know. But we're going to do these every Thursday unless otherwise stated. Have a good day. And if you have any questions about launch, hit us up, send us an email or a message, whatever. We're here to help you out. With that, I'm going to leave you with the webinar promo video to give you something interesting to watch. All right, cheers. Imagine having more than enough clients than you knew what to do with. That'd be a pretty great problem to have, right? Knowing you have a waiting list of clients months in advance wanting to work with you would change everything. Humor me and imagine what being fully booked would look like for you. I'll give you some ideas. You could quit your day job and finally be your own boss. Perhaps you'd start saving some money for your kids' education or retirement or buying your first home. You could be location independent and work while you travel. Or your spouse could leave their job, stay home with the kids, start their own business, or pursue their own passions. When I went full-time in my business, my entire life changed, and it opened me up to a brand new world of freedom and possibility that I'd never imagined possible. I often remind myself that I'm currently living my dream life. Freedom of choice, to travel, to live where my family wanted to live, watch my children grow up, to set my own hours, to wake up without an alarm clock. You get the idea. I'm sure you could conjure up an image of what your life would look like if you finally had the freedom that running your own successful business would afford you. But there's a problem. You probably know that freelancing income and starting your own business is risky and volatile. One month you're earning a CEO salary, and the next, well, let's say beans and rice would be a luxury meal. I get it. I really do. Maybe you have a few clients, but you have no idea how to create a stable income that you could rely on from those low budget projects. Maybe you have the drive and desire to be successful and you could imagine what your success would be like, but it ends there. You simply don't know how to get yourself to that goal. What if I told you that there was a clear path that you could follow so that you could position yourself as the go-to expert in your chosen niche or industry, to get booked based on the value you offer, not the price you charge, to dramatically increase your rates and attract better clients who book you in advance as a result? What if you could get fully booked in your business with your ideal clients, doing work you love doing, and earn a great living while doing it? You're in luck. My name is Brad Hussey, and I've supported my family on a single income with my business since 2012. One boutique design agency, 2 online education businesses, and 400,000 international customers later, I've experienced firsthand the ups and downs, the highs and lows, wins and losses that come with the territory of running your own business from home and online. I've picked up a few things along the way. Strategies, techniques, systems, tactics, tools, mindset, you name it, that have allowed me to quit my job, go full-time as a freelancer, and build a business that matters. A business that pays the bills, and much more. A business that has positioned me as an expert in my niche. A business that affords me the freedom and flexibility to travel, to take time off with my family, to enjoy life at my own pace, not my boss's pace. But here's the deal, I'm just a normal family guy living in a small town. I'm not out of touch, and I've been where you are in your business journey. I'm just a few steps ahead, and I believe I've cracked the code to building sustainable, growing and thriving client-centered business by building a business based around service while using the tools and technology we have available to us online today. And this is why I want to invite you to join me in my free webinar today. You'll learn what it takes to plan, launch, and grow a successful business as a freelancer, consultant, and online entrepreneur. We'll dive deep into why you should launch a business this year and why it's crucial to start with service as a freelancer. You'll learn the bullseye test to find a successful business idea and how to choose a profitable niche in any industry. You'll learn how to launch today and book a paying client this week using only the skills, tools, time, and connections you have at your fingertips right now. You'll learn my triple threat technique for pricing and positioning so you can set your business up for ultimate success and scale beyond your revenue goals. And finally, I'll show you my EDA formula for scaling your business 2x, 5x, 10x, and how to turn marketing, sales, and service delivery on autopilot. I'm thrilled to have you here, and I'd love to invite you to my webinar. And as a thank you for saving your spot, I'll send you a free gift that I call the Revenue Roadmap. Once you save your spot, you'll get an email from me with a link to access this huge free resource where you'll learn how to charge the prices you deserve, how to double your rates, and learn how to achieve your revenue goals in your business. Your free account will be preloaded with my interactive revenue roadmap tool, plus a video walkthrough. Also, I'll throw in my pricing calculator, which will show you the science behind hourly, weekly, fixed, and value-based pricing models, so you can start implementing that pricing in your business today. So without further ado, save your spot, and I'll see you in the webinar.